Hey, what's up, everyone? Gonna do a video about a bunch of different stuff right now. I'm gonna start off with a couple of recommendations here. Anatomy of the State, Murray and Rothbard. So this is a quick little read. It's a little booklet, really, more like an essay or whatever. Uh, Published, I think, in the 70s. It's only about 50 pages long, talking about government, the state. Really good insights. I don't agree with everything he says to be true in all situations, but a lot of it is. So that's the first one. And the next one is something I just printed out off of a PDF online. It's The Fate of Empires and Search for Survival. It's by Sir John Glubb, Glubb. This is also from the 70s. And so he talks about rise and fall of empires and how all the empires last about 250 years, and they all go through the same stages. So very insightful. Another quick little read. This one is about 20, 30 pages. That's the first order of business. Next, I'm going to be talking about a few different stories we got going on here on the domestic front here in the good old US of A. And we're going to run down some stories here about how we're all being spied on by the federal government. We're going to talk about the economy and how shitty it is. We'll just touch base on the hearings that went on today up there in DC about the UAP, which used to be UFOs. And we're going to talk about how America loves its drugs to the point where it's killing us. So let's get into it. First story here, we got ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. There's a report from Georgetown Law, and it's basically saying that ICE has transformed itself into a surveillance bureau that's surveils, otherwise known as spying, on United States citizens. This is no bueno. These motherfuckers are supposed to be dealing with immigration. Last time I checked, if you was a citizen, you're not immigrating here. You're already here. And customs, that's when you're bringing shit from another country. But these motherfucking assholes are spying on you and me. They got to go. So this is another federal agency that needs to be dismantled. All this defund the police shit, only thing it's a valid that should be applied to is the federal police, like the ATF and the FBI, because they've all been corrupted and weaponized by the current administration, just like the IRS was weaponized by Barack Hussein Obama. So, we all walk around. I try to leave it at home most of the time as a smartphone, otherwise known as a surveillance device. I don't know where all that data that's surveilling you everywhere you go and listening to you, everything you and those around you say, all that data goes somewhere. So, if it's an iPhone, it's going to Apple. If it's another phone, it's going to another corporation. And a lot of these corporations we're learning are all buddy with certain political or governmental actors. So this is not at all what the founding fathers had in mind when they created this country. But I already tossed it over here. But like in this, he explains why governments do the shit that they do. So, check it out. Next story we got is the misery index. So the misery index measures inflation plus unemployment. And so we got the misery index has increased to 16.72% year over year. This is a 12-year high. Thank you, Barack Hussein Obama, aka Puppet Potato, or is it Potato Puppet? So anyways, we all know inflation's no bueno. It's getting worse every damn day. But now we got add that with the unemployment, and that's the misery index. And pretty sure a lot of people are pretty goddamn miserable these days. So on to the next story, which this is, I would put this in the good news category. So we had Congress today finally having some hearings about the UAP, unexplained aerial phenomenon. I think that's what that stands for. I'm an old fart, so I know it under UFO, unidentified flying object. So I heard a little bit about this morning on my drive over to my stupid ass doctor. Not that she's all that bad, but I think Western medicine is great for certain things and sucks donkey dick for other things. I've been having for a while now, over a year, and I had this once in a while sporadically. It seems to be tied to when I work out, and that's why I'm a fat slob anymore. I haven't been working out, but I do work out, and within the next 1 to 3 days, I'm sick as a fucking dog. Body ache, fever, chills, headache. It fucking drains me, weak as shit and fatigued. I thought this shit was COVID at one point, but they shoved that crap up my nose a bunch of times. No COVID. Tested my blood, no COVID. You know, there's a mystery illness going on. They did a bunch of blood work, this, that, and the other. Couldn't find out anything. But I'm here to talk about my health or lack thereof. I'm here to talk about the news stories of the day. And one of them is Congress wasting all our money, having some bullshit hearings. I mean, I think it's actually good that they finally are paying attention to these UFOs, because it's a potentially national security issue. You know, I don't know what you think, but you know, I think that something going on. It's unexplained, obviously. And I'd be more surprised to find out that we're all alone in this ginormous universe than I would be to find out that there's some other life forms out there. But these things flying around up in the sky, you got military people seeing it with their eyes, filming it, collecting data on them with all these different sensors. They don't know what the hell these things are. They got no explanation. These things appear to defy physics, or at least defy our this is technology. We have no idea how they're doing what it's doing. No discernible means of propulsion. Then the last item here I'm going to talk about is a drug situation in this country. Americans, I guess, love their drugs. So much so that in 2021, overdose, death by drug overdose, has become the number one killer in Americans aged 18 to 45. So that's 107,000 deaths in 2021 from drug overdose. That's a 15% jump from 2020. And 2020 was the previous high, overtaken by 2021. So 107,000 deaths per year. I think, I didn't check the math on this, but I heard this on a podcast the other day saying that that's one death every 5 minutes. If you want, check the math on that. If I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments. And so most of those deaths, about 70% of those deaths, I'm pretty sure you could all guess the drug that caused that. Good old fentanyl. It's a 23% jump from death by fentanyl overdose from the previous year. We all know the most famous fentanyl overdose in the history of mankind was your boy, St. Floyd. You know, some people try to claim that he was killed by a cop. But I ain't buying that bullshit, and neither should you. Guy had enough fentanyl in his system to kill an elephant. Last I checked, he was a fraction the size of an elephant. But they're also saying that the lockdowns that the tyrannical governments did in this nation had an impact on this drug situation. You know, the whole mental health situation wasn't improved by forcing people to stay at home 24/7. And as a result, drug overdose skyrocketed. So who do we have to thank for this increase? I don't know, but you can certainly draw a reasonable conclusion to think that we all know that fentanyl come from China. And how's it get here? Well, the current administration opened the floodgates in our southern border, and the drug cartels bringing all kinds of shit across the border, including fentanyl, including humans, because they're trafficking in drugs, they're trafficking in humans, and who the hell knows what else. So, you know, there's one more shit show after another, like I always say. Wide open southern border, letting in all kinds of fentanyl drugs. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend checking out one of these videos. They're all over the place. Of these people doing all kinds of freaky things, hunched over and walking all kind of bizarre ways. I never knew what that was till pretty recently. I don't know what they call that, but it's fentanyl. These people are like zombies. So check it all out. So I'm going to throw down some links for each of these stories down in the description so you can read up on some of the details that I just glossed over. I'd like to thank you all for watching my videos, and if you enjoy them, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.